Hey guys, it's Dylan. So in case you missed it, I have to show you a clip of this part 2 anonymous video.
This is another message from Anonymous for Elon Musk. We will continue to expose you. We will never rest. Our message today is that Tesla is basically worthless, and investors should run, not walk from their position. Sell everything or lose everything. Essentially, what we have here is a busted growth story. If you look at month-over-month numbers in 3 small villages in eastern Poland, you will see that Tesla...
Wait.
Who is this? How are you in my transmission?
Is this Gordon Johnson?
So that part about if you look at the month-over-month sales data in 3 small villages in eastern Poland, oh, that was top-notch comedy. And apparently Elon thought so as well. And so real quick, I saw this picture today and I'm genuinely curious. Strip away the Tesla versus Porsche, the range, performance, all of that. Just styling alone, which would you prefer? The Porsche Taycan or the Tesla Model S? I'm not gonna lie here, I love the Model S, but if I had to pick with those assumptions in mind, I am definitely going with the Taycan. This car is slick. So I want to share some data from the IEA. Getting right into it, the US represents only about 17% of the world's total EV supply. That world supply, by the way, is 10.2 million EVs according to the International Energy Agency. China has about 44% of all EVs with about 4.5 million. And then Europe has about 3.2 million, which makes up about 31%. And yes, this doesn't factor in population and a lot of other data, but I think it's good to have a general overview of what's going on with the 3 top countries: China, Europe, the US. But to give us some context here, even without population numbers, if you look at this figure on the right, you can see Europe actually, as of 2020, has reached roughly a 10% market share. Now, these do indeed include plug-in hybrids, which I don't really consider to be electric vehicles. But even still, we can understand that Europe is leading the way from a market share percentage of vehicles with at least some level of electrification. China is currently in second with about 5%, and the US all the way down here at about 2%. And this, by the way, is new global electric car registrations and automobile market share, so basically new car sales. And there's 2 sides of this coin. One, it's very sobering understanding that in the United States, we're still only at 2% of any type of EV for new car sales. That means 98% of all new cars sold have nothing to do with electrification, even as of 2020. But then of course the flip side is, well, if this is truly gonna go to 100, whether it takes 20 years or 50 years, then the amount of growth left for Tesla and many other players is out of this world. You can't even fathom, really. So I guess it just depends if you're a glass half full or half empty kind of person. And I know Elon's been taking a lot of flack in the media, some of it warranted, some of it not, but I went back and I found this. He was on a radio station back in 2009 and listen to what he said. He said, "I feel pretty confident we can get to a compelling sub $30,000 car in 5 years. That would be 2014 because this was in 2009. Here we are in 2021 and Tesla still barely has a vehicle under $40,000. So of course this prediction was horribly wrong, but I'm not bringing this up just to bash Elon. I'm doing it as a reminder to everybody that zooming out from the EV revolution, we still have so far to go. We need costs to come down way further than they already have. And like I've been saying for a long time, we really need a $20,000 to $25,000 solid EV offering, full battery electric. Tesla says that it's coming, but at the very earliest, it's probably still at least a few years away. So when everybody is kicking and screaming about the stock price, month to month, we just have to remember we're at 2% market share. We have still luxury electric vehicles. Like, we're not even close to the real true heart of the mainstream market, bringing electric vehicles to an affordable standpoint for most families, where I think the median income last year was like $78,000 in America. So just things to keep in mind. We're gonna have to be patient this decade and in decades to come. Also, there are many experts in the chip industry that are saying that this shortage is going to last well into 2022 and probably into 2023. So once again, there are so many headwinds behind the scenes that are at play. And I'm telling you right now, I will keep saying it, but this headline is going to have resources and minerals inserted this decade as well. Because as we go from 2% to 5% to 10%, the resources required, not just for Tesla, but for everybody, are going to be huge. And looking at any demand supply chart for most of the main minerals, it's not going to be good toward the middle of this decade. So once again, it's just something to keep in mind, to have patience. But this is one of those headline only articles. There's really nothing else in there that is of note. But getting into the actual CPCA data from China for Tesla sales in May after all of that controversy. But first, China's new electric vehicle sales surged 177% to 185,000 cars in May from just 1 year earlier. And overall passenger vehicle sales, not just electric vehicles, rose just 1% to 1.66 million cars. So as a percentage of all cars being sold in China, the electric portion is growing at a fast pace, which is obviously great news. So here we have a Teslarati article sharing a tweet from Gary Black with some data. And just so you guys know, I did go to the actual CPCA data just to confirm, but this document is a pain to read, so we're gonna stick to this. Gary says, made in China CPCA figures. The total was 33,500 versus 25,800 in April, up 30% month over month. This does include China domestic sales and exports, that 33.5 figure. And right below it, it had the retail figures for April. And taking a look at this chart, and yes, I will fill in these two columns here eventually, but as you can see, for the last 3 months, the total figures coming out of China look good. There's nothing to worry about. And I personally actually like tracking the actual sales figures, like the deliveries and the exports, not so much production, because when you think about it, Tesla can produce as many cars as they want, but they're not getting paid until someone buys that car. So I understand tracking production. It definitely has value because really Tesla is production constrained, but I prefer personally to track the demand month over month because Tesla actually has to deliver these vehicles to get paid. So I just like following the end result of how efficient they are when it comes to actually delivering these vehicles, getting them to the customer, and ultimately getting paid. And I'm sure you've all seen it by now, but the repaved test track at Fremont geared up for the event Thursday, which is going to be 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's pretty clear that the attendees, at least some, will be getting launch rides in the new Model S Plaid, which is great, and it fits with all of Elon's tweets about you have to experience it to really understand how good this car is. Really wish I was going to be at this event. If any of you guys are going, let me know below. I'm excited for you. And we'll see if Tesla has anything else up their sleeve for Thursday. And one last thing on the Tesla configurator, the Model S now has the Tempest wheels in a grayed out fashion. Previously, they were a lot lighter. Nobody really, well, not nobody, but a lot of people didn't really like them. I still vastly prefer the Arachnid wheels. Of course, is it worth $4,500? I don't know, personal preference, but the base 19-inch Tempest wheels are now much darker. Many people really like this change. Let me know, what do you guys think? But that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching until the end. If you did, please like this video if it was helpful in any way, and I hope you have an awesome day. And a big thank you to everybody on the next screen.